Sybil gives me gender envy, and the movement feels so good. Hey, don't say gender envy. That's an inspiration if you think about it. You should get inspired. And plus, you're gonna do fantastic though, Pamela. Don't worry, you're gonna do fantastic. If you need some like advice or something when it comes to the gender stuff, because I'll tell you this actually. So I'm friends with a lot of people that are trans on both ends, you know, trans men, trans women, and I've dated one person that is a trans woman, right? So I think my knowledge might be able to kind of talk about this, right? So my whole thing, right, is that whenever you get like, cause I know people, like a lot of trans women, right? They get like a little like gender envy, dysphoria, any other stuff like that, right? I've always said this, and after I say this to them, they're like, wait, you're right. I don't feel suddenly envious or this bad. And I'm like, well, good, thanks. I'm happy that it worked. So here's the crazy thing, right? So if you ever go through like dysphoria or envy or anything like that, right? Think of it like this, right? So let's say like, you know, you go through like a dysphoria type of thing of like, you know, body hair or something or other means, right? Or like facial hair, right? You know, cause you know, that could be like a pretty common trigger or like something like that, right? Well, what you could do is when you really think about it, cis women actually can get facial hair too, as well. That's a real fact, you know. Cis women can get facial hair, especially when they're like later into their life, like in their 40s or something, like when menopause starts to kick in, hormones go out of whack. So it's actually a pretty common thing when you think about it, that cis women also gets facial hair as well. And it could also happen even before they're like 40 or like menopause kicks in or something like that, right? And here's the thing too, a lot of the cis women that worries about having facial hair, they're like, oh, that's too manly and masculine. That's not ladylike. Does that sound familiar, right? Does that sound very familiar? So with that being said, to the trans women that are like watching, think of it like this. The dysphoria or envy that you're going through or something, where you're like, oh dang, I don't feel that feminine because of these things. Well, guess what? What you're going through is probably the same thing as cis women are going through. So if anything, your struggles actually makes you more like a lady than a cis woman not going through these things. So if anything, you're going through a normal thing what any other woman goes through. Boom, that's how it is. And after I say that to them, they're like, oh, I don't feel that bad anymore. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Like I said, all the stuff that a lot of trans women and, you know, that are like going through these types of things, right? You could equate that to cis women going through these things, right? So yeah, think of it like that, you know, just, oh man, I'm getting a fucking mustache. Like trans women and cis women, they're pretty similar because they can also end up getting facial hair too. And they also both worry about their femininity as well. That's just a normal thing women go through. It's anything specific or exclusive. So just keep that in mind, okay? Just keep that in mind. And I've told that to a lot of my friends and even the woman I was dating at the time too as well. Especially since she is very pretty. And I'm like, why are you worried about that actually? Why are you of all people worry about these things? I think you're great and like you look fantastic. What are you talking about? So, but I still say these things because like, hey, you know, don't feel weird or anything like that, you know? All these things that you're going through, you know, these dysphoria attacks or anything like that, don't view it as like a dysphoria attack on yourself. Just say, yeah, I'm going through the same thing as cis women are going through. And all this stuff I'm saying can apply to trans men as well, because, you know, a lot of men wants to be more masculine and stuff and want to be macho and stuff. And hey, that can apply as well. So like I said, to those that are watching, you got this. You got this, and you're not so far from the gender you identify with if you are going through these things. So you're cool, you're awesome, and just keep it up. Just keep it up. So if you're going through this type of stuff, just kind of remember what I said. Hey, I want to give my big thanks to everyone watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment your favorite part. And also, I want to give my big thanks to my Patreon supporters, such as Tran Jackie, Onryo, 4Chains, Mr. X, Bluecrasher_1, Candido Molina, and Boss Rickard for the hot tier Patreon support. Thank you very much for the support, and if you want to show your support like these wonderful people, be sure to check the description down below for my Patreon for many benefits, rewards, and goals to meet as well. So thank you very much.